The length of your personal story should be equivalent to the length of your speech. So I'll break it down for you. Most of the speeches that I do are 90 minutes long, right? So if you have a 90-minute speech, you can have about a 16, 17-minute story. Let that story breathe a little bit because you have 90 minutes to get through it. You've got plenty of time. A lot of times an audience really likes when you let a story breathe and you tell the tale and how long it takes. If I have an hour speech, I'll reduce that story down. I'll get that down to 8, 9, 10 minutes top if it's an hour speech, because there's a lot of things I got to get through, and audiences appreciate brevity. And if you can get to the meat and potatoes pretty quick, do it. A lot of times you have to tell your story much quicker, like say you have a 20-minute spot or even shorter time. Then you have to be very succinct in your storytelling. You got to get that baby down to, 2, 3 minutes. And you know what? This is one thing we really work on a lot in my my 3-day event, Personal Story Power event. We do it in a theater, and what I make the people do, the students do, is I have them tell their story in 3 minutes. And that, to most people, is like very fast. Then I'll ask them, hey, now tell that same story in 2 minutes. And they'll go, no, Bo, I can't do it in 2 minutes. I'm like, do it. And they'll do it in 2 minutes. Then I'll say, do it in 1 minute. And they'll go, no, I can't do it. Do it. They do it in 1 minute. Then I make them do it in 30 seconds. And then I make them do it in 1 sentence. What's funny about it is the more efficient you get in storytelling, the better the story gets. It gets more dramatic. I know it's counterintuitive. It might sound crazy to you, but the more efficient, the more you're able to cut the fat out of your story and the leaner that story gets, the story gets better. And we work on that a lot in the 3-day event, and it's amazing. When the students get down to 1 sentence, that story is clean and it's lean, and they were so fearful to try it, but it really works. So it all depends. The length of your personal story always depends on how long the whole speech is going to be. If it's 90 minutes, 16, 17 minutes. If it's 1 hour, 8, 9, 10 minutes. If it's less, you got to be succinct. You got to be 2 minutes. You got to be 3 minutes. Okay? Do it and watch the effect that has on your audience. Not only the cumulative effect that has, but what story does for you at the front of every single speech that you ever give. It gives you intimacy and it gives you trust. Trust is at the lowest levels that it's ever been in our world, right? It's the lowest level that trust has ever been between people. So the person that can tell their personal story and tell it efficiently to start off with any speech, they earn the trust of the people almost immediately. There is one way to rebuild this erosion of trust that we've had, and that's by telling your personal story. And the more personal, the better.